Okay, so this video is about Scratcher. Scratcher is a Max for Live plugin that was made by Andrew Norris, andrewnorris.uk. If you click here, or if you look him up, he's on YouTube. Also, he makes other Ableton devices. This is the one that I've stumbled across on a video and decided to get it. It was free. However, he does take donations if you're able to contribute something towards his creative works. That's really good, always, to help other artists out when you get the opportunity or if you can. So there's a lot of functions on here. I'm not going to go through everything. You can build custom presets. It does have an LFO option. You can manually connect the turntable that's on here to a knob and use it to scratch yourself, which I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I didn't connect it. But yeah, and this little slider down here is where it connects at. Let me see if it's on. Just make sure. Yeah, okay, it's working. All right, so because I have it on LFO, I can't manually do it. But you can see here, if I take the LFO off, then it is what it is, right? You can move it. All right. So I'm going to show you, even though you just saw me sample it a little bit just to make sure. I'm going to, there's also a velocity where I think it recognizes the velocity of it. Yeah. So you can turn that on. There is ability to drop custom samples. He gives you two samples. One's this one and one's that one. He does, if you watch his video, he tells you to leave a little space before it, which is good, and a little space after. You can drop a custom in. Again, you can set presets. You can adjust the curve of how it goes. So he gives you 4 curves. And then you can draw in, if you're not using the LFO, you could just draw in the way you want it to custom do. And he gives you some pointers too if you watch his video. So watch his video for the details on it. I just want to kind of introduce it to you. If you have Max for Live and you're interested in having some type of scratcher thing, now there is a way you can automate and kind of make something sound like a scratcher. I think Cable Guys has something like that where you can do it, but I think his is really unique, and the fact that it's free makes it even better, right? He's not charging anything for it, so, but if you want to contribute toward him, that's a great thing. Again, andrewnorris.uk, and his thing is called Scratcher. Okay, so I'm going to show you just a sample here. So I'm going to mute this, show you just how this sounds real quick. I'll just start it about right here. So what I did was I have the bass playing backwards. I know it sounds crazy, but it sounds cool to me, so I left it there. I have a sample with the bass playing backwards, and you can see I drop out the sample and the bass at the same time, just enough to give me a little segment to scratch in to the actual song. Okay, that was the plan. To set up Scratcher, you're going to need to have a MIDI track, drop it on a MIDI track, make sure you set your Scratcher to Scratcher, and then turntable. That means it's going to be it's controlling this turntable, and then it will do the scratching for you, right? If you don't want the LFO to do the scratching and you want to change it, by the way, you can change the rate, the offset, and the depth of it. But if you don't want to do that, you can manually on his screen draw in the MIDI, right, of how you want it to scratch. You can use, and by the way, if you right click, you can see down here, I don't know if this is on Ableton Live 11. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't recall. But it has the shapes down here. So you don't have to try to figure out how to make a shape. You can manually do that, but you also can use the shapes right in Ableton, right? To create the scratch portion, or how you want it to kind of modulate it, I guess. I'm going to use his LFO. I like it. It's fine with me, especially being that I'm only doing a little scratch. It's not like a lot of scratching going on here. But now I'm going to show you what it sounds like. Let me come off of that. I'm going to go back to about the same point right around there, and I'll play it for you. Just take a listen to how the scratch does. Just that simple. And so all I did was draw in, well, I took and drew a whole note, and then I just subdivided it. I showed you guys this before. If you hold down E, you can slice, or if you hold down Option E, you can make a bunch of different slices in a grid. So then I nudged them off by using the humanize about 10%, and I did some randomization on the velocity. That's pretty much it. So there's my scratch in, right? And that's what you hear. I'll let you hear it one more time. I'm not going to start it all the way at the beginning. I'm just start it here. And then I put the velocity on. You don't really need that on, to be honest with you. That's it. So I'm playing a bass backwards, so that's that weird noise you hear. It's not playing until you actually have some MIDI notes that hit it. So, yeah, that's it. All right, so I wanted to make this video short. I had every intention, and I'm going to do that. That's the end of this video. You guys check him out. Again, andrewnorris.uk. All right. He did not pay me to do this. I'm just doing this for free. Seeing that he gives away the device for free, I figure it would be nice to at least put a video out for him to promote his scratcher, which I think is really cool, especially if you like that kind of stuff in your music, right? Scratching. All right, that's the end of this video, and I'm out.